Okay, Mataranka or Bitter Springs. Which is the best place to go to? Where's the best place to stay? What are the must-sees? What are the must-dos? What's the best time of year to go there? Stick around, I'm going to grab a coffee, grab a chair, and I'll give you our thoughts. Okay, so you're heading to the NT, the thermal pool area, and you're trying to decide on where you're going to stay. Are you going to stay at Bitter Springs or are you going to stay at Mataranka? Both of them are in the Elsie National Park, and I think by car they're about 15 or 20 minutes apart, maybe only 10. By push bike they're about 40 minutes apart. Okay, so let's take a look at Mataranka first. Main go-to at Mataranka is the Mataranka homestead. It's right beside the thermal pool, and when I say right beside, maybe a 1 or 2 minute walk. Not only is it close to the thermal pool, but it's also close to the pub. Now the whole area, the caravan park, the pub, the springs, it all sits beside the Waterhouse River. And during the dry season it's really tame. During the wet season, however, not the same. Now I assume that Jeannie's Kitchen is a nod to Jeannie Gunn of We of the Never Never. If you've read the book or watched the movie, then another 2 minute walk from the caravan park and you're at the replica homestead built for the 1982 movie, which was shot on location there. If you haven't read the book, it's worth reading. It tells the story of Jeannie Gunn and her experience when she and her husband, the Maluka, moved here in, I think it was 1902. And if you want to visit the original homestead, 20 minutes south of Mataranka, you can find the graveyard and you can find the original homestead. But of course, the obvious and the main reason that people come to Mataranka is the hot springs. Apparently 32 degrees year round. Some people we spoke to complained about the stench of the bat urine. For both of us, the whole area is pure magic. You just got these palm trees that you walk under as you're going in there. And just these beautiful warm pools surrounded by nature. Compared to Bitter Springs, which I'll deal with a little bit later, Mataranka is a little bit more formed. You can feel man's touch on the area. Sides of the pool have been bricked up or made out of stone anyhow. The bottom is still sandy and natural. The water's still clear and it's beautiful, but you have got that human touch, which you notice. But if you're up for a 15 or 20 minute walk down the riverbank, you can take a dip in Stevie's Hole. Obviously out of bounds in the wet season due to crocs and the fast flowing water. But for us, we're in the dry season and it was just a cool, refreshing dip. If you read the reviews. A lot of people say it's not worth the effort, but for us, we enjoy walking, we enjoy exploring, and we're up for a dip in muddy water. So, hey, everyone to their own, right? How good was that?
Much better than everyone said. Never listen to review.
Now, Bitter Springs. The main RV park in Bitter Springs is Bitter Springs Cabin and Camping. The caravan park extends all the way down to the Roper Creek, where you can do a spot of fishing if you're into that.
I'm gone fishing, left my truck.
Linny was up for it.
Found salvation.
Fish were pretty safe, eh? Between you and me, they were safe.
Just the river sway, gone fishing, and I'm here to stay. I'm gone fishing, left my troubles behind, found salvation in the rhythm of a line. No emails or meetings, just the river sway, gone fishing, and I'm here to stay.
Coffee's been recharged, I'm back into it again. All right, again, the main reason why most people come here is for the hot springs. For both Linny and I, Bitter Springs was the place. It outshone Mataranka. While Mataranka has that manufactured swimming pool feel to it, even though it's amongst all the trees and the nature, Bitter Springs is a flowing creek with a section that's about 100, maybe 150 metres long. You just float down, 32 degrees, and you float down the stream. And when you get to the end, you get out, you walk back, you do it again. Well, the main reason you visit the area is the thermal pools. There's other things you can do when you're here. I've already mentioned Stevie's Hole. Head down to John Hauser Drive and you'll find the Mataranka Falls. Before you get to the falls, you'll find a little spot. And to find these spots, you've got to get off the road and walk down through the bush. So you've got to do a bit of exploring, but you'll find another spot, which is a great little fishing spot. But like the Roper Creek, the fish were pretty safe, eh? So what's happened here, Lenny?
Well, I caught a huge fish, and when I was reeling it in, the line got so tangled, but I still managed to nail it.
That's also an area where you can jump in the water and cool down if you want to. Again, it still comes with that same little caveat about crocs and apparently bull sharks, but let's face it, in the spot that we found, I wasn't too worried about crocs or bull sharks there. I won't worry about anything, to be honest, it was just beautiful. And like I said, you know, the main reason people come here is the thermal pools, but there's other things of interest you can do while you're here. There's a museum, like most of these towns, they have small museums. Head up to the Mataranka Museum, which is in the little homestead area. You'll find stuff about completion of the overland telegraph line. You can also see and learn a little bit about the cattle industry and how that started in Mataranka in 1881, and also a little bit about Elsie Station and We Are the Never Never history of 1902. There's stuff about the railway extension from Katherine to Mataranka. And you've also got some World War II history here as well, which was pretty significant. Mataranka's only a small place at the moment. I don't know what the population is, but we're talking in the small hundreds, where during World War II it was a fairly significant base for both US personnel and Australian personnel. There was a big Aboriginal Army contingent here as well. In fact, there's an Aboriginal Army base here, which is still an historic site that you can go and have a look at. Right, so that's pretty much a wrap of the place here. I did say that I'd tell you which is the best time to come. Most people come here in that April, May, June, July, August period, where you've got the cooler weather, less rain. The downside of that is we spoke to some people who, they went to the Bitter Springs and Mataranka thermal pools, and they said it was so crowded you really couldn't enjoy yourself. The Bitter Springs, it was just a long string of people floating down and then getting out and walking back and floating down, walking back, but you're just in this continuous line of people. And in Mataranka they said it was like, shoulder to shoulder in the pool. So we were there in the shoulder season. We didn't have to put up with any of that. No crowds. It was easy to get a spot in the caravan park. We also went there in January, and unfortunately in January it's that wet, everything's closed down. So there's no swimming in Bitter Springs today. Park's closed. Caravan park's closed. The other thing is Mataranka or Bitter Springs, a decision. For us, it was Bitter Springs. For you, might be different. Anyhow, that's a wrap on this one. Thanks for joining us. Linny would normally say like and subscribe. She's not here, so I'll say that. She will be back for the next one. And the next one will be, I believe, Katherine. So until then, cheers, guys.